Coming up on the Angus Report, what it takes for a future of sustainable beef.
How feeder calf buyback programs can improve customer loyalty.
The first 60 days of a calf's life influence long-term performance.
Quality and consistency go hand in hand for one California cattleman, and how rural America takes care of its own. We feature volunteer and donation efforts in response to the March 6th wildfires.
This is the Angus Report. Hello and welcome to the Angus Report. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
Our top news this week. Producers and consumers agree a sustainable food supply is critical for the future. When it comes to defining the word sustainability, discussions are a bit more complex. Cameron Bruett, head of corporate affairs for JBS, says sustainability is about continuous improvement, doing better today than you did yesterday so you have a chance to improve tomorrow. That involves a balance between social, environmental, and economic standards.
A more simplistic definition, doing more with less, doing better each day. But it's key for us in our industry to make sure that we address all three pillars, social, economic, and environmental, because if we don't, our critics will pick one issue and label that as sustainability. Marketers can get caught in a trap of shorthand to equate to sustainability. So it's hormone-free, therefore it must be sustainable. Which really has nothing to do with sustainability. Or it's organic, therefore it must be sustainable. That's really not what sustainability is about. Sustainability is about the outcomes, not necessarily the process. If it leads to better environmental results, better societal outcomes, better quality, tasty product, then that's what's sustainable. And the profitability has to be there for all segments. That's what's sustainable.
The Global Roundtable for Sustainable Beef is an industry-wide effort toward defining and improving sustainability. Visit grsbeef.org to learn more.
In line with creating a more sustainable beef supply is gaining greater insight into consumer perceptions at the meat case. A new survey sponsored by the Enough movement says that confusing food label claims make it difficult for families to navigate grocery aisles worldwide. The study surveyed nearly 3,500 urban consumers in 11 countries, and key findings show that people across the globe care about what goes on their tables. Even the most diligent consumer admitted they don't really know the meaning of many food labels and the differences in farming methods like organic and conventional. 2/3 of respondents report buying all natural or organic goods motivated by a perception that they are healthier and safer. However, an analysis from Stanford University has concluded that there is no health or nutrition differences found between conventional and organically produced food. Visit enoughmovement.com to read more about the study.
The more you know and data you have available, the faster you can improve cattle genetics. And when seed stock producers work together with their commercial customers, that forward momentum carries even farther. On the Schiefelbein farm near Kimball, Minnesota, they offer a feeder calf buyback program where customers gain more than added value on sale day. They also gain valuable insight through carcass data. Tim Schiefelbein explains.
So at Schiefelbein Farms, what we do is we sell the bulls to the commercial cattlemen, and we have a slogan: you buy the bulls, we bid on your calves. And by us bidding on those calves and buying quite a few of them, where we'll buy about 25,000 a year, it helps increase their value where they can see it right in front of them. And then on top of that, we track the cattle through, we capture the data, and then we know how to even make the cattle better. We've had to implement the genomic testing to make your cattle better. We've had to implement tons of embryo transfer work by cutting out the bottom quarter of the herd and replacing that with your top 4 or 5 cows and embryo transferring them. And all of that goes into making your cattle better, so the whole circle works.
The first 60 days of a calf's life is paramount to its long-term performance. That was the message from Zoetis veterinarian Victor Cortez in a recent Angus Beef Bulletin Extra article. He explained that a calf's highest genomic potential is the day they are born, and it's a producer's job to provide proper management from there. Research has shown that the presence of hormones, insulin, leptin, and relaxin, all found in colostrum, are responsible for influencing long-term feed efficiency, gain, appetite, and stress management. Colostrum transfer is one of the best predictors of how calves will do later on, Cortez said. Research also suggests that the more growth a calf has in the first 60 days of life, the more efficient that calf will be throughout its entire life. A good rule of thumb is to double a calf's birth weight by about 60 days. Cortese also discussed the concept of prime boost, which is properly administering vaccinations to cattle at different life stages. You can read more of the article online at angus.media.
The American Angus Association's premier event, the Angus Convention, is a gathering place for quality-minded cattle producers and friends that offers industry-leading education, networking, and entertainment. 2017 is a convention you don't want to miss when we travel to Fort Worth, Texas. November 4th through the 6th, Angus breeders will participate in the organization's annual meeting, take in the trade show, and enjoy the cowboy culture Fort Worth has to offer.
Fort Worth's a great location for the 2017 convention. It's in the central part of the country. It's easy to get to, and Fort Worth is known as being where the West begins. Texas is the largest cattle state, and we have cattle feeders, stockers, cow-calf operators. Virtually all facets of the cattle industry are located here in Texas. Well, Angus Association members should want to be at our annual convention. There are a lot of things to see and do. The trade show has vendors here that are here to do business with Angus members. We have a lot of educational events, and of course, it's our one time a year to take care of the annual business of the association.
Visit angusconvention.com for more information on the American Angus Association's big event this November. Registration and hotel blocks open July 1st. We go now to Jenna McCrell for a look at what you need to know this week in the Angus business.
The Beef Improvement Federation, BIF, is a driving force in advancing scientific progress and innovation in the beef cattle industry. The organization will host its annual meeting and research symposium May 31st to June 3rd in Athens, Georgia. The BIF conference attracts a large group of leading seed stock and commercial beef producers, academics, and allied industry partners. Program topics focus on how the beef business can enhance value through genetic improvement across a range of attributes that affect the value chain. Angus Media's communications team will also be on hand to provide comprehensive coverage from the event at bifconference.com. May 1st is the deadline for Angus juniors to complete scholarship applications through the Angus Foundation and the American Angus Auxiliary. Awards are available for graduating high school seniors, undergraduate, and graduate college students. The Angus Foundation presented more than $200,000 in scholarships last year and looks forward to recognizing outstanding junior leaders during the National Junior Angus Show. The American Angus Auxiliary awards scholarships to the top 5 male and female applicants selected from finalists chosen in the applicant's home state. Visit angusauxiliary.com or angusfoundation.org for more information on each of the applications. And that's what you need to know this week in the Angus business.
When we return, consistency is king for a California Angus producer.
Then, in the wake of disaster, volunteers and supporters respond to help those affected by the March 6th wildfire.
Visit angus.media to continue watching this episode of the Angus Report.
This isn't a 9-to-5 job. So when you check the pants one last time, put away the tools, and make sure everything's ready to hand off to the night crew. It's not the clock that tells you the day is over. It's the confidence of knowing you got it right. It's having one less thing to worry about when the sun goes down. So when you see the signs of BRD, choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo from Merck Animal Health. Talk to your veterinarian about Zuprevo for BRD treatment.
Did you know that your checkoff works to grow demand for U.S. beef in more than 80 countries? Did you know export markets add more than $250 in value to each head? Did you know your checkoff works to develop, defend, and dispel in an effort to expand international markets? While you're focused on managing your beef business, your checkoff is developing new foreign markets and defending those where U.S. beef is currently sold. Get to know your checkoff at mybeefcheckoff.com.
We're in 3 separate locations, but we actually operated as one feed yard. The total capacity is around 45,000 cattle.
We do mostly calf fed. And using PredictGen has been a good deal for us. It's a DNA test, and we can test for marbling, yield grade, and tenderness.
When we first started with PredictGen, I'd bought some first calf heifers. We tested the heifers as well as the cows just to see how accurate it would be. The calves that came from those heifers had almost the same test scores as the cows did. So we kind of knew we were on the right track.
When we're going from ranch to rail, we want to have the best product out there.
I do think it would be an advantage to buy cattle based on this test. It's going to be exciting to watch this progress over the next 10 years.
It's unbelievable where we're going. I mean, I'm glad we started using it because there's dang sure a place for it, and it's going to get even better. Producing the best beef we can for the consumer puts more money in our pocket.
Today's beef consumer has questions. BQA has the answers. Your beef quality assurance certification allows you to share a story that assures customers that you are responsibly raising a safe, wholesome, and healthy beef supply. Becoming BQA certified just became even more convenient with a new interactive training experience that is online and available 24/7. So what are you waiting for? Get started today by visiting bqa.org.
Hi, I'm Red Stegall. I'd like to invite you to the 2017 Angus Convention, November 4th through the 6th, right here in historic Fort Worth. It's also open to all cattle producers, whether you own Angus cattle or not. Now you'll enjoy 4 days of Texas hospitality, a ranch tour, an industry-leading trade show, and some of the best educational opportunities in the business. But best of all, you'll get to be with your Angus family, celebrating the successes of the breed and charting a course for the future.